I am down past my pre-pregnancy weight. Hey guys, it's Shannon from That DIY Couple. It's been about 6 months since our daughter Ellie was born, and I am down past my pre-pregnancy weight, which I'm really excited about. I thought that it might be interesting / helpful to talk about what I have been eating during my maternity leave, going back to work, to shed the baby weight. I'll note that I'm not down to the weight where I feel best. I actually had gained a little bit of weight prior to pregnancy because I had read some stuff about how the body gets pregnant easier if it feels like it's in a time of feast as opposed to famine. So I put on a little weight right before getting pregnant that I'm now kind of going back down still, but I feel really good with where I'm at, and I wanted to show you what I've been eating. This is what my fridge looks like right now. In here I've got all the vitamins that John and I both eat. So we've got a magnesium, we've got a calcium, we've got a vitamin D, which is, everybody should be having vitamin D during Corona times. It's shown to help. This is John's multi, my multi. I'm still taking prenatals because I'm breastfeeding. And this is the B12, which is almost running out. You will notice that all of the vitamins are of the gummy variety. All of the gummy vitamins have a tiny bit of sugar in them. I do bright line eating, so does John, where we don't eat sugar and we don't eat flour. But I found that these don't mess me up personally in terms of eating, and that compliance in terms of vitamin consumption went from like 5% on a good day to 100% overnight as soon as I introduced vitamin gummies into our household, because we both really look forward to it. It's like candy. Over here I've got steamed veggies. I've been loving steamed vegetables so much these days. So this is carrot, and then in there's onion and red cabbage, Brussels sprouts, yellow cauliflower, and green cauliflower. And I bought this steamer that you have like a thing on the top and then there's bottom on, you know how steamers work. There's water on the bottom. After I became hashtag girl crush, hashtag fangirl obsessed with this woman named Yasmina. I'll link her Instagram in the comments, but I'm like totally obsessed with this woman. She's a French model. She's so beautiful. She's older side, but she looks amazing. And so I'm sort of have gone down this very deep dive of her life, and I'm like trying to figure out why she looks so good at her age. And one of her things is that she's been for 30 years steaming her vegetables, and she believes that it maintains the nutrients better in the veggies to cook them this way. Obviously you're cooking with no fat. Also that it cleans the vegetables really well from all of the toxins that are on them as a result of modern agriculture and pesticides and things like that, that the steaming is really beneficial to both cleaning them, cooking them while still maintaining the nutrients. So I am a convert to steamed vegetables. And I find that the biggest thing with steamed vegetables that I didn't realize is that they become so much sweeter when you cook them this way versus like frying them or putting them in the oven. Like, I had no idea that red cabbage and red onions could taste so sweet. And I've really been loving these. So I heat these up with this is like a really typical thing for me to be eating these days. This is a bean plus for protein, plus kale from the garden, sauteed with bell peppers, garlic paste, ginger, jalapenos from the garden, like some ginger powder, and curry for a little bit of a starch. I have my squash. So I heat these up and the veggies, and that's a huge meal. This is a garden soup that our nanny actually made that I've been eating a lot of, which is really good. And it's got potatoes and a lot of kale from the garden. Our nanny is a godsend, and she is the best cook. And we had no idea about that when we hired her, but she just started cooking while taking care of Ellie, and it really has made my life a lot easier. If you guys are interested, I could ask her to do a cooking video for this channel. So comment down below if that's something that you'd be wanting to watch. This is actually homemade dog food. This has rice and ground turkey and ground beef and peas and broccoli and turmeric for anti-cancer fighting properties. We lost our dog George very recently, and it's really reinvigorated for me the sense that life is very precious. We have to take care of ourselves and the people and animals that we love. And so I had stopped cooking for our animals a while ago, and we've been feeding them this kibble, which has been shown time and time again to not be as good for dogs as home-cooked food. Dogs used to live a lot longer when we would just give them table scraps. And so I have been cooking like for the dogs, and they love that. But the good news is that we got 2 new puppies. I will show you. They're so little. They're so little. So this is Joan. Hi, Joan. The first time that I held her, I put this little vest on her, which I'll show you guys later. But I just put the vest on her, and the first thing that escaped my mouth was, "This is how things should be." She's so small. And this is her brother, who's even smaller. He's even smaller. This is Henry. Oh God. They're super stinky for being this small. Not the dogs that we would have chosen in a competitive process. We never had a small dog before and had no interest in one, but they were rescued from an earthquake in Puerto Rico, and John's friend was fostering them, and right after our dog died, he texted John and said, "There's 40 people on the wait list for these dogs. It's impossible to get a dog in Corona times, but if you want them, I will accelerate you to the front of the wait list." And we said, "It doesn't hurt to have a look," which that's how you end up coming home with a dog, or in our case too. So let's see if there's anything else in here that's good. Just Brussels sprouts, bananas, ginger. I've been also feeding the dogs yogurt for their probiotics. Oh, the other thing that I have been doing is intermittent fasting. Now I'm still breastfeeding, and I plan on continuing to breastfeed for a year. So a lot of people say don't do intermittent fasting while breastfeeding. In fact, I think most doctors say that. However, I talked to both my doctor and Ellie's pediatrician before starting this, and what they told me is you can try it, see how you feel, see how she feels, and see how it affects your milk supply. But the most important thing is that Ellie continues to gain weight. And as long as that's happening, and as long as you're feeling good, you can do it. That's what they told me. You should talk to your doctor before you do anything. So we tried it, and Ellie is, in the words of the pediatrician's assistant, a chunker. She's in the 98th percentile for weight and for height and all of that stuff. She's just enormous. John is 6'5" and I'm 6 feet tall, so this isn't like shocking. Anyway, she's huge, and she's maintained her hugeness while I've been doing intermittent fasting and losing weight and feeling great. So that's something I've been doing. Intermittent fasting, if you don't know, is when you eat the same amount of calories and the same amount of food, but you eat it in a time-restricted window. So instead of eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner at say 7 a.m. and noon and 6 p.m., you might eat that same quantity of calories anywhere between, let's say, 8 a.m. and 4 p.m., or 12 p.m. and 4 p.m., or even 12 p.m. and 2 p.m., or 12 p.m. and 1 p.m. So people do it for different lengths of time, but I started off doing an 18-hour fast with a 6-hour eating window, and I was feeling good and losing weight. And then I pushed it to a 20-hour fast with a 4-hour eating window. And now I have pushed it to a 23-hour fast with a 1-hour eating window. And I'm basically doing 1 meal a day pretty frequently. I've done a couple of 36-hour fasts and have felt really good doing those. I'm not doing longer fasts because I have heard that those can potentially harm women's fertility. But I look forward to the day when we're done having children to do those because I just feel amazing while I'm fasting. That said, if you are underweight or have an eating disorder or struggle with body image or anything like that, I would not recommend that you touch fasting with a 6-foot pole because I think that those can be very triggering for people with those issues. And we will put a trigger warning in this video. But that said, guys, I'm eating lots of veggies. I'm eating beans for protein. I'm eating squash for a starch. And I'm also, this is important. All right, don't mind my mess. This is our apocalypse area. So the joke I made is that when the people who control the guns and ammo come when the shit hits the fan, I hope that they need almond milk, peanut butter, like organic garbanzo beans, and a bunch of size 3 diapers because I can trade. The reply is that the people who have the guns and ammo aren't going to trade with you, they're just going to take your stuff. But this is the apocalypse era, but we're not here for that. We're here for this. This is the smoothie / dog food storage area. So I made these earlier tonight. This has grapes and mango and beet and carrot and kale from the garden. And I will pop this into the blender tomorrow with some almond milk and some water, and that helps me produce this breast milk. Ellie is feeding on demand, so I don't really have that much breast milk. Like I'm working from home, so when she cries, I just feed her. But these are my smoothies. I eat at least one of these every day for more micronutrients and more calories. And this is the frozen broccoli and frozen meat for the dogs. And also I'm gonna try this, which is like a already pre-made dog food. And this is my placenta from the home birth. I gotta figure out what to do with that because it's pretty weird to keep it in the refrigerator / freezer. I found that the other day when I was looking for beets, and I almost thawed it and tried to put it in a smoothie when John was like, "That's your placenta." I didn't even realize they had saved it. So with that, guys, I will conclude. So it's the next day, and I just want to show you guys how cute the cheeks are of my daughter, and also how cute this plate is. This is so colorful. Look at all these colors. We have the orange squash, the carrots, the yellow cauliflower, Brussels, the purple cabbage and purple onion, and all the colors in the beans, which I'm just so excited to heat this up and to eat it and to make this little girl some breast milk. Look how cute she is. So that's it, you guys. That's what I'm eating. Until next time, do well and always make things better.